welcome back to Badass Edible Art. I'm Jelena, and I'm going to teach you how to put a piping bag together so you can pipe on a cake or cupcakes or whatever. So what you need is a piping bag, some scissors, a piping tip holder. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm not sure what it's called. And a cup. You can find the piping bag and the piping tip at Michael's or at Joann's, even at Walmart. You can find that in their cake aisle. You're going to put the piping tip in facing down, which is the small side facing down towards the pointed end of the bag. Then you're going to identify the spot where you need to cut the tip off. Now you don't want to cut above the piping tip, and you don't want to cut all the way below this piping tip holder. You want to cut a more than a third up of this piping tip holder. So right where you see my finger, that's where you want to cut it. You can use a marker, pen, or pencil to mark the area where you need to cut. I just like to take my scissors and put it around the piping tip holder and just rotate it, and then that way it cuts the bag right off. Only because I'm lazy, I don't feel like going to go get a writing utensil. Now, this you're able to add on any piping tip you want to use that is of the right size. So to fill the bag, you're going to put it in a tall glass cup or tall plastic cup, whatever your choice. I also want to say they have different piping bags in the store. So this is just a small bag that I had, but they have larger ones as well. So you want to put that in a tall cup, fold the top portions over so it'll overlap on top of the cup, so that way when you fill the cup in like so, the top portion won't have any of the buttercream or royal icing touching it, so this way it doesn't come seeping out the top of the bag. Once I filled my bag up, what I like to do to make sure I get rid of any air pockets that may be in there, because when you're piping and you come across an air pocket, it'll push out this puff, and then you won't have any buttercream coming out on that puff, and it'll mess it up. I like to take my cup and kind of push, like shake it, not shake it up and down, but shake it just down, so that way all the buttercream can push towards the bottom of the cup. And like I said before, now you can add any piping tip that fits this piping tip holder, and you can interchange it to whichever tip you want in between your piping job that you're doing. So if I didn't want this specific tip, I can change it to a star tip, and I don't know the names of the tips because I'm not like a buttercream piping connoisseur. I never really paid attention to that. I just go by the numbers that are on them. So if it'll say like number 32, number 199, blah 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 blah. So you can interchange it, but I also do the same thing with this bag, but I don't use a piping tip holder when it comes to maybe even larger piping tips that I may not want to interchange out. And this way I can add a larger tip into the piping bag and just cut the tip off, and that way I don't have to use a piping tip holder, because maybe I don't have the right holder for this specific giant piping tip that I'm using. But anyhoozles, now you guys know how to put in a piping tip holder, put in a piping tip, interchange them, and get ready to decorate a beautiful cake. Hey, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you've come back more than once, or you really enjoy what I've done here and maybe want to see other stuff, make sure you hit the subscribe button, so that way you can make sure that you're subscribed to my videos, obviously. And that little bell down below, that little notification, if you want to get hit up every time I upload a video, it'll let you know. Make sure you follow me on Instagram too, where you see all the updated things I'm doing, where I'm going and whatnot, and traveling, at yes_ma'am_sweets. I'm Jelena, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, safe, happy 4th of July, and don't do anything stupid. Bye.